Good morning everyone, welcome to my 37-week bump date. Yes, that's right, 37 weeks. We're officially at early term or full term. I cannot believe it. We are really in the home stretch now, but welcome to my channel. You're hanging in with me these last 23-ish weeks with these weekly bump dates. It has been a long time coming and we've been dying to meet our little boy, and it feels like it's just never gonna get here. And not just through pregnancy have I felt like we've been waiting. I feel like we've been waiting for this for a long time to get to this point of wanting to have kids, getting pregnant, and staying pregnant and having a healthy baby. So we're still not there yet, but we're almost there. It's actually getting to the finish line. My body is getting ready. So let me jump right in and give you guys the good update. At this point, if he were to be born today, he would not be considered a preemie, and they would not do anything to stop my labor. So I'm officially ready to give birth if my body were decided to go into labor. And I've been having my weekly doctor's appointments, and since school's officially out, my husband, who's a teacher, is able to come to my weekly appointments now too, not just ultrasounds, and the doctor's office is allowing that. We just walk in like we own the place, because I'm not really sure if he's really supposed to be, but he has been, so it's been really special. He got to actually see the doctor measure my fundal height with the little tape measure. He's able to see just the blood pressure, just the typical, everything that goes on my typical doctor checkup. So that's just really neat. And the Doppler, Cody got to hear baby boy's heartbeat on a Doppler. So that's just exciting. If you've never seen that before or know what that is, that can be, exciting. So I'm glad he's able to experience that with me finally, through all this mess of just the world and everything and COVID. So at 37 weeks, he is, in theory, 19.6 inches long and weighing 6.8 pounds. He's still the size of a watermelon and will be the rest of the time. He is gaining an ounce a day now. Some people say half an ounce, some people say an ounce in the different sources, so it's around that. An interesting fact, my belly button is still an innie, as you can see at the end of the video for my bump date, picture or video there, or image. And typically in pregnancy, I think 99 or 98% of people have outie belly buttons that pop out during pregnancy, but mine's been in this entire time and is still very much in. And I predicted that, and I was right. So I know I've got roughly 3 weeks left, but I'm thinking it's not going anywhere. I'm really extremely grateful for how great I truly feel at this far in pregnancy. My back doesn't hurt. My rings are still loose. I don't have any swelling, any pain. I'm feeling so good. And I'm very, very grateful for that and surprised. I did have my first foot cramp a week and a half ago, and I think I mentioned that, but it just felt like my toes were gonna pop off. And I normally kind of get leg cramps even outside of pregnancy, so that's not uncommon for me. I've had I'd say more than Braxton Hicks contractions, but I wouldn't even say actual labor contractions, obviously, this past week, because it's usually whenever I start exercising or doing something, that's when the painful contractions start, which Braxton Hicks aren't painful. But I'll just get the overall extreme crampiness in the bottom of my stomach, and then it kind of rolls over to my back, and it hurts, and it kind of comes in waves, but in general it kind of feels like a constant cramping, kind of like before you get your period cramping, and it's just kind of frustrating, but good. I mean, it's a good sign. So every time I walk Lucy, that's when it kicks up, and it typically. And sometimes I wake up and I'm lying in bed and I'm just got the, severe feeling of cramping, and it just gets worse and worse no matter what I do, and then it just goes away. So that's how I know it's not labor, obviously, because it goes away. And it's not you can't time it. There's no timing, because it's just one continuous cramp. And so I don't know what you consider that. Braxton Hicks-ish, pre-labor, I really don't know. And I asked my doctor, and he's just like, oh yeah, your body's getting ready. It's but what is this? What does this mean? So I don't really know. All I know is that he's progressing and I can feel it. Like, he's dropping lower. I'm having to pee a lot more, so I feel a lot more pressure, and it's just all good movements. I've been bouncing my bouncy ball to try to engage in the pelvis, try to get him lower and lower to help with the effacement and, you know, eventually dilation. At this point, he's actually starting to act like a newborn on the inside. He responds extremely well to my voice and extremely well to my touch. I can almost instantly get him moving by just rubbing my stomach. And like if I talk to him, he moves. So it's truly like he's a newborn now inside my stomach instead of growing and developing. I think next week he'll be completely, I think 39 weeks he's fully done, but next week his toenails are completed. So I'm still holding out on my guess that he'll be coming on June 2nd. I've just been led to feel that he's coming on June 2nd since the very beginning of finding out I was pregnant. And I very well could be wrong, and that's totally fine. But I just feel led to believe that's when he's coming. We'll see. Cody's hoping not, because that kind of, I know you can't plan these things, but he's got his football schedule, and that does not work at all with his football schedule. So I'm hoping for summer. So I'm hoping that he does come a little bit later, but we'll see. Okay, so quickly to my doctor's appointment this week. So just typical 37-week doctor's appointment. So my blood pressure was good. It was like 125 over, or 128 over 80, which is higher for me, but it was a later appointment. I was anxious. It was really warm in the office, like their air wasn't on. You know, I'd already eaten many meals in the day, and all those factors can make your blood pressure higher, but it was still well, you know, within the healthy range, but it was definitely high for me, so I'm keeping my eye on that, and for swelling, so it's a little unusual. Baby's heart rate was 150, or in the 150s, which is perfect. My doctor said I'm progressing well. I still not gained weight in, let's see, I think in 15 weeks, I've only gained 5 pounds. And it's been stabilized since. So I was so panicked in the middle of how quickly and how much I'd gained, because I'd lost so much at the beginning and then like gained so much right in the middle of pregnancy, but I've stayed the exact same since then. And at that point though, it looked like if you kept looking at my trend, I was so panicked because they also say you gain the most in your last trimester. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be like Kim Kardashian and be 70 pounds up. What am I going to do? But I'm nowhere near that, and I'm well still within the 25 to 35 pound weight gain range. And I'm so grateful. And honestly, if you look at the third trimester in a whole, I truly have gained, I think, just those 5 to 7 pounds, like total. I think just the 5, actually. So we'll see. And they say like towards the very end of pregnancy, you don't gain anything, and sometimes you even lose a little bit. And so we'll just see. I don't know. I don't care. I feel really relaxed at this point about it because, yeah. Also, my appetite, I've noticed, has decreased a little bit, and I don't know if that's my body getting ready for labor. And I've also been eating my 6 dates a day, which helps ripen and soften the cervix. It encourages dilation, and that's been helping, I think, a little, because at this doctor's appointment, I was dilated to a 2 centimeters. That is the circumference of a green grape, so just imagine that. So I'm dilated to a 2, so I'm making progress, which is super exciting. I still have a posterior cervix, which will eventually like flatten back out for delivery, and I'm 60% effaced, 60 to 70%. It was hard for him to tell, but that's the thinning of the cervix. That's like his head coming down, you know, waiting for the dilation. And that means like it's close, like he's making progress. We're already at the minimal amount you need to be for induction. So like we're already to that point. And the doctor could feel his head. He could feel his head. What? Like my husband and I were sitting there like, are you kidding? That's insane. I don't really feel much different. If he had said I'm progressed to 0, you know, centimeters, I would have probably been like, yeah, okay, I could see that. Or if he said I was a 4, I'm like, okay, I just don't feel any different down there, so, but I'm just so shocked and amazed. So we're already to that point where induction, even now at this point, would be fine, which we wouldn't do, but like we're at that minimum requirement. And that's just really exciting. So we're able to talk about possible induction for various reasons. because after they check for dilation, like this past time I've been bleeding a little bit, and that's totally normal and like expected, but it's just concerning. And just for lots of I just want him here. I don't want anything to happen. And there's other reasons that I just am pushing and trying to pray and ask God, like, what's the right thing to do about induction? Do we induce? Do we not? Is there a real reason? Is there not? Would he come anyway before? Like, am I just worrying right now about nothing? I don't know. I really don't know. But as far as now, next week, as long as I'm like continuing to progress, then I can schedule my induction date for June 10th, which is that Friday, and that's 13 days away from the day I'm filming this video, at almost 38 weeks, and that will put me at 39 weeks and like 5 days or something. So, and he's already measuring a week ahead. Oh, he's still measuring a week ahead, by the way. So I don't know if the ultrasound was wrong, because every single week he's measuring a week ahead, besides for that ultrasound. So I don't know if the ultrasound's undershooting it, which makes me nervous that they're undershooting on his weight too, because he's a big boy. Even though they said he was only, slightly above average at 6 pounds and 7 ounces on 2 weeks ago, or a week ago. But that does make me a little nervous. So that's another reason. So I'm just not sure. I'm just trying to let God lead my way, let Connor be the guide, and just let my body do its thing, but I'm not sure. But I know at 39 weeks, which would be like 2 to 5 days before induction, I'm going to start doing curb walking, everything I can to naturally go into labor, because that kind of is the goal. You don't want to do anything to hurt your baby and do anything wrong, and I'm a first-time mom, so I just don't know. I don't know what's right, what's wrong. And the doctor is he's wonderful. My doctor's great, and he's great either way. But yeah, so I'm curious to see how far I'm progressed next week, and a lot of times they say you stay at a 2, so I won't be surprised at all if I'm still at a 2. Maybe the effacement will be a little bit more at that point, because I think you want to get to 100%. And yeah, active labor is considered 6 centimeters. 4 is ideal to be at, like, that in-between stage. So I hope maybe I'm at a 4 this next week. I feel like I might be. I feel things progressing. Like right now I've been having cramps this entire video, so it's just like contractions, cramps, I don't know, but something. So not enough to actually go in or time with the 5-1-1 rule, 5 minutes apart lasting for 1 minute, and the duration of all that for at least an hour. So that's kind of the rule of thumb to go by. So I feel mostly prepared for understanding labor starting. Because Cody, my sweet husband, he's like, is it time to go to the hospital? I'm like, no, I can tell. And contractions normally are extremely painful. And these are painful, but not anything like I need to lay down or I'm dying. So that's another reason I know it's not labor, but true labor. But anyway, that's my update. Let me show you the picture. Block. Ta-da! I'm about to go take my next letter block picture right now, as if you can tell. I always do it the day before I turn the next week, because Sundays are crazy trying to go to church. I'm trying to write in my birth book too, so that's really exciting. And stay tuned, I'm about to put in a clip at the end here too of how I'm getting the house prepared for babies, so keep that in mind. And I'm writing the baby book, and I'm trying to get the baby monitors synced and set up. I've worked on that downstairs. And, really, we're just at the home stretch. We're doing this little minor touches here and there that are just extra. So, thanks for tagging along. Bye! 37-week bump. These are my new Target shorts. They're like high-waisted. They're not maternity. But I love them, and they fit while being pregnant. I've honestly been able to wear most of my clothes. I feel them right here. Good morning, everyone. Say hello, Lucy. Today, we're gonna film getting ready for Connor, and the house ready for Connor at least. We've done all of the nursery stuff, but here's the rest of the house things. I try to be minimalistic the best I can. So this is just kind of the setup we have to follow through with that goal. Say hey, Lou. And the key is when you have a dog to put these things out before baby comes, so it's not a shock with everything, and she gets used to the noises, the movements, the smells, and it helps the transition easier for precious doggies like Lucy. Say hello. Good girl. So here we have the mini pack and play. I made sure to get a mini, and all that stuff will not be in it when he's actually here, but for now it's the storage spot. It keeps everything, like his diaper caddy, breastfeeding kit, little blankies, and stuffed animal. And that whole top can go off and be put on the floor for like diaper changing, access easily. And there we can put the little crib mattress on the bottom. He can play. Obviously that not on top. I'll have a video monitor down here. It's one of the kind of cheaper ones that has like the portable carrying thingy. You can go outside if you need to. The swing, it goes all the way to a setting 6. This is setting 1. Plays songs. And this thing can remove, and it's a bouncer, so you can put it on the counter, do your cooking, do what you need to do, and have that separate or together. And it has different modes you can lay it down for the baby to lay in. We had to move Lucy's toys here. How do you feel about that? And over here, whenever he gets older, of course, we have his drawer. It's right here on the floor. Easy for him to get to, so he can make himself some cereal. When he gets a little older, got a Mickey Mouse set, sippy cups, bowls, snack containers, bibs, little teethers, the whole 9 yards. We'll also make a snack drawer for him too. And then over here, when he turns 3 weeks old, after the umbilical cord stump falls off, this is his tummy time pillows and little play mat where he can kick and play the piano. Great for stimulation. That's his high chair when he turns 6 months old for baby-led weaning, because he'll be exclusively breastfed till 6 months. So that's going to stay folded up in here. And that goes to like 7 different modes you can fold it into. So it just stays in here with a floor cleaner. Pretty cool, huh, Luce? And upstairs we go. Look at her go. Might as well show the playroom while I'm here. Lucy Cove. Is that supposed to be yours? I don't think so. I don't think so. This will be filled with toys when he's here. For now, it's my playroom. I have all of my games and fun. His playroom part. Extra stroller here. That'll eventually be going in the storage closet. We're kind of running trail type. Umbrella stroller. Basket of games that he can play with pretty much immediately. Learning. My mom's a teacher, so she's got him set for life. All this will be for learning objectives, sounds, letters, colors, phonics. Good girl. And in the bedroom, next to the bed, I have his Halo bassinet. Right next to the nursery. Excuse my Tums on the counter, or cabinet there. They're much needed. So I have it here next to the bed. Perfect. What do you think, Lucy? And then it has different settings that can vibrate. What do you think? What do you think? This, you can push down and just reach over, roll over, and breastfeed him and put him back. Gotta leave a little guest for Connor. And of course, those won't be in there when he's sleeping, but for now it's here. Turn off the vibration. And that's it for the house. And of course, as he gets older, we'll have more stuff out, like the high chair itself, the mat underneath the high chair, some more toys, and stuff like that. But everything's here. So I've got bed to halo to crib. And eventually that will be stored away in the closet in Connor's room when he gets a little older. We're going to probably keep him in the bassinet for probably 4 months. Or less, depends on how things work. Alright, we're going this way, Lou. And this will be Connor's room after he turns about 15 months old. Maybe a year and a half. Got his little name there from his shower. Of course, all this will be changed to a dinosaur-themed room, but for now, it's my horse room where my guests stay. You can house either 2 different people, and if you have a couple, you go to my other guest room that has an actual full-size bed. Little Connor's initials. Rainbow baby. That's Lucy's favorite spot in the house. She's got the best view. And then some extra stuff. We got the little seater here and the pusher that helps him assisted sit and push. That'd be good for outside picnics. And a lot of diapers. These are extra diapers. This is his little bouncer walker roller for when he gets to be like, is it 4 months, 6 months? That's his car seat after about half a year when he outgrows the current little booster carrier for the stroller he has, little car seat carrier. So that's the full one that goes until he's like, I think like 12 years old or something crazy. So that will be eventually put in the car. This is Easter stuff. Gender reveal stuff for the next baby. So basically, once we determine what the next baby is, which can happen at 6 weeks, would probably be 5 weeks whenever that comes time because the technology is getting better and better. If our second one's a girl, Connor will stay here. If our second one's another boy, Connor will be moved to the front guest room, which is a little bigger. First kids get priority. But you're thinking if it's another girl that goes in the front, and there's a reason for that, because it's the beach room, and I just always pictured having our little daughter there. Okay.